Tonight we're going to settle the debate about the gin versus vodka martini. I've got the answer for you. What I'm going to say is gin is better, but vodka gives you the secret upgrade. So let me explain that. I think at the mid-tier level, using, Beefeater, which is a great gin, that's my go-to on most nights for a gin martini at home. If you're out at a bar, usually Beefeater is their go-to for a gin martini. I don't know how much you get out of a Stoli or the equivalent vodka martini. It seems kind of boring to me. Let me just show you my basic recipe here. And so my go-to is an 8-to-1 martini. To me, that's a dry martini. So that's 2 ounces of spirit. And so I'm pouring 2 ounces here into my mixing vessel. I use Plymouth. This is my upgrade. I'm going to go into that in a moment. And then, like I said, it's 1/4 ounce of the Dolan vermouth. And there you have it. So I'm going to give it a stir. There's this whole business about shaken versus stirred. I think a shaken martini is a watery martini. I think James Bond, our friend here, really started that whole thing. Ian Fleming just tried to show what an iconoclast James Bond is and how daring he is and he's his own man. And so he said, give mine shaken because it seems more, manly. But boy, you want to ruin a martini in my book, you shake it. And so I stirred here with lots of ice and give it a good long stir. And then I've got my chilled coupe glass. Then I'm going to put it in here. And there you have it. And then I garnish it with always three olives. I do think the lemon has its place. Maybe if you are having a vodka martini, that's the way to go. It brightens it up and gives it a little more zest and flavor. But the 3 olives really works well. I don't know, 1 olive is elegant. 3 looks generous and looks right. 2 looks like you couldn't decide which one you wanted to do. But I've already got here a vodka martini made with my upgrade choice. And the upgrade choice here is Belvedere. I love Belvedere because it's spicy. It's not a Russian vodka, it's a Polish vodka, but I feel like the spice really gives it a different flavor profile than the Plymouth, which is also my upgrade pick. And the Plymouth has a lot more sharper and interesting botanicals than the regular and plain Beefeater. So that's my answer basically, which is gin versus vodka. Well, I think on your mid-tier your mid-tier martini, your average martini, any day of the week, I love the Beefeater or the equivalent Fords or one of the other standards. Just about all of them are better. But then at the same time, I do like to upgrade, and I do think it's an upgrade. The Polish vodkas, Belvedere is really good. I also like Chopin too. Chopin has a richer mouthfeel. It's a potato vodka, and so it's a little creamier and it's a little denser, and so that's another option. So, but either one, I think, obviously when you're sitting down and you're enjoying a meal and you want to take your time, boy, there's nothing better than a martini. If you're sitting down too by yourself and you're reading a book and you just want to, relax and take your time, martini's your best friend. Either one of them are really great. But I really prefer the standard gin. But that standard gin martini is the go-to unless you opt for one of the vodka upgrades. That's my take. This is Tuesday Night Cocktail Club. Thank you for joining. Please like, subscribe, comment. Give me your opinion. What do you like better? I think gin is the best. Tell me I'm wrong. Anyways, we're back in business. I took a hiatus for a little while, but I'm back, and I will see you next week. Thank you for joining.